The eastern seaboard of Australia has been experiencing heatwave conditions and bushfires roaring all over the place. Can you give us a definition of what a heatwave is in your terms?
Or heat wave is when you get high temperatures, like probably above 35 degrees for over 3 to 5 days.
I noted from your article that you were broadly optimistic about how farmers and producers are going to, and croppers are going to be able to cope with the growing incidence of heat waves.
Yes, there are two ways that they can cope. One is if breeders can produce varieties that are more heat tolerant.
Yep.
And the second way is when farmers can change or adjust their practices to account for the heat waves.
Well, let's talk about some of the specific crops. So let's start with cotton.
Okay, with cotton, it's what they call an indeterminate crop, so it can actually keep growing. So and flower over a long period of time. So it's more flexible. Like for example, for this heat wave, even when it comes through, a lot of the flowers have already set, and some of them have already got fruit on them, so that they will still retain those fruit. And when the heat wave comes, some of the flowers or squares might drop. So even if they drop, they might set a few more later on. So it's got more chances because the crop flowers over a long period of time. But because of the heat wave, they might drop some flowers, so that might have some yield penalty, might be 10-20% reduction in yields, and also the quality might also suffer if they don't have enough water.
Tell us about rice.
Rice is also a summer crop, but it's sort of probably not in full flower now, so they're probably flowering over the next few months. So rice is also very sensitive to heat, so they might get pollination issues, or with the heat wave. So it's one of those things. I think that now that there is some research done now for developing new crop rice varieties that are tolerant to higher temperatures.
So what are the ramifications for Australia's wheat crop?
Yes, for wheat, the heat waves are usually around September, October, during the flowering period of wheat. So during this period, we might get heat waves that might hit it when they're flowering or just before they're pollinating, their pollen development stage. So that might also cause sterility as well.
Okay, so in overview then, Australian farmers should continue to support R&D, and there's every reason to believe that with good focused research we can manage the issue of climate change.
Yes, with better research we can actually help develop crops that are more not just heat tolerant but also drought tolerant, so that if it's more like an insurance policy, so if there's a heat wave coming through or there's a short drought coming through, they will still survive those incidences, and they'll sort of maintain yield in spite of all those stresses.